Sorry, boys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. I was ending the stream and starting a new one with a new thumbnail and stuff. Let me close out all this stuff on my phone. I'm not jacking off, I swear. I know it might look like it. Apple sucks, dude. Apple sucks. On this phone, on this other phone that I got in Colombia, you can click and swipe all your tabs, gone instantly. On the iPhone, you gotta like... It's fucking... It is ridiculous. Alright, so let's challenge my boy. This thing is live, correct? What did he want to do? A 10 plus... Let's do a 10 plus 2. I didn't see what he sent me, but this is going to be a decently long game. But I'm ready for it. Is the audio good? Everything should be good. We'll go back to my phone. I should be leaving my house in like 20 minutes. Oy. Not a single person? There we go. We got Matthew Ping. Matthew Ping is here. Stream's looking a little alright, I guess. Okay, we've got a game. We're going to play the Caro-Kann. Caro-Kann. And let me close this window. I know you guys can probably hear the traffic and stuff. We don't need to be listening to traffic. Ooh, I'm going to crack my back real quick. And all right, we're ready to rock and roll, boys. We're going. Caro-Kann on the board. The first two moves have been played by me. And we're going to go into this variation. There's whatever this gambit is called that's not super fun to play with black, or there is this variation, which is the Tartakower. He could even go for the alien gambit, which would be pretty cool. But I believe the best move is to just capture. And in this variation, you can end up with a pawn cube. When the pawns are like this, on these squares, something ends up here, and you capture this, and the pawns are in this cube right here. You can end up in a pawn cube. It's pretty cool. He's probably watching the stream. So right now, knight captures, bro. A little F6 action. That's the best move for you. The second best move, I believe, is to step back, which I don't like facing as much. Defending. For some reason, I think that that's not right. I think I attack with the bishop. I didn't even think about my move, but I feel like I just attack and kind of force this to happen, and he wasted a move with a pawn, taking away the natural development square for the knight. So now we got what we wanted, but now he pushed a pawn and I developed a bishop. So now I'm one step ahead in the race of development. However, I do need to make like 3 moves to get my pawn to the d5 square. We got a zig, zig, zig all the way to the middle, which is hard to do. Well, it's it's easy to do. So my next moves are going to be boom, boom, and castle. Rook over here. Put the rook on the open file. Probably, if he doesn't attack my bishop, which he's probably going to do, because it's like a tempo winning move, I kind of got to step back, don't I? That is still defended by my queen, so we're going to just take the time to castle. Takes the time to castle. Yes, you can capture, but then my queen gets involved. Potentially, he does the same exact thing. I would argue is one of these moves. You got to have a tempo winning move. You either step in, attacking my bishop, which is kind of risky. You attack my bishop. I could sacrifice, then you take, then I take, and I get a pawn. So I don't think this move is going to work because I have this desperado where you got to take it and then I take back. Okay. To tell you the truth, if I step back into the pawn cubing square, which is what I would like to do, I also do have this check. He just pushes a pawn. Then I capture, then you capture. It's not good. This doesn't seem good because there's just going to be this in the future. But I'm going to just be faced with this, and that's no fun either. This is probably the best move. Fairly certain just launching a pawn. C4 would be terrific. Wait, no, it wouldn't. I can capture it. I can capture it. So he's got to move this knight first. He's got to move the knight, then c4. So maybe I want to try and figure out a plan to make c4 not happen. The only downside of that is if I throw in the check and he played c4, he's going to have to defend with the bishop. Okay. Definitely makes a lot of sense. I think we're going to just get my queen off the back rank. I feel like that probably needed to happen. These guys are just staring at each other. Still stepping forward with the queen is probably the best move. I never even got to put my rook on the open file, and he still hasn't castled, so probably I go for a break at some point. This move probably is really smart. Like just c5. And I'm so confused. There's nobody watching my stream. I think my stream's got like banned or something, dude. I must have did something horrible. Okay, so he captures. Look, I got a Q-tip in my ear. Queen up. Seems strong. Based off the fact that he probably is going to castle next move. Sorry, he's going to castle next move and have his rook on this file. For one, I can push. What does that accomplish? We can also scoot the rook over. So these are like the move. No. These are the moves I'm thinking about right now. For sure this knight is coming. I don't really want to deal with that. What if I step forward attacking the pawn? It's already defended. It's defended so many different ways. I'd like to just launch this pawn. But we do have to bring this knight, right? It's my last... Yeah, I'm going to have to move this knight anyway. It's probably the most flexible move. Gotta just do something with this knight. This camera is really close to my face. Okay, so he does castle. I don't love that. You hate to see it. We're going to have tempo on this move. Stepping forward doesn't work. This square is defended. This check is incoming. I really want to launch this pawn and at least get this. So I have like an attack at some point. Still got to bring the rook. Still got to bring the knight. Definitely can play this. And I just want to launch the pawn. So I don't have too much of a game plan here. We'll see what he does. And that will kind of decide what my next move should be. I do like the idea of over and then this becomes a tactical threat. Attacking the queen and I'm like piling up on this guy. But it's defended. He can always just defend it more. The clock is ticking, my friend. I'm going to do that in one of my videos. The clock is ticking. X marks the spot. This is why I don't play too much Rapid, dude. You see, I got ADHD. So, I think that just gives me a pawn. Because for one, I just take. This doesn't work because I take here. If you attack like this, I can get out of it with a check. So I think I do just take. Say you attack me. I step over. Say you attack. Taking with the pawn is probably the safest, no? If you push again there, though... this square. So if you push again, I can take with a knight. I'll spend a little bit of time thinking about this. I think I am grabbing a pawn. Capture, push. We take with the knight. Say you attack. We give a check. Whatever you do, I'm happy about the situation. Say you step in. I probably just defend. If you take, I just take with a pawn. Everything's defended. If I take with the knight, the push immediately is a problem. So taking with the knight's not good. Taking with the pawn is probably the simplest. But taking with the bishop seems better. Because I am, like, at least doing stuff. So my bishop here seems nice. But what if he attacks me first? Then we bring this. Say you push. I take. Okay. I thought about it for a while and I couldn't see. I feel like both of the moves were good. I can probably bring this rook. I can probably bring this. Probably I'll bring this rook because this one's in front of 2 pawns and I'd like the idea of launching this one later. But this doesn't work because I can take with a knight. So I think we should play this. Or we're just super safe and we step back with the queen. Nobody said we couldn't do that. Like, it's not glamorous or anything, but we grabbed a pawn and now we just retreat. Not glamorous at all. We bring a rook. We bring a rook. Queen is kind of safe here. This whole pin idea doesn't work anymore. And even this is defended with the queen. But say he, like, defends it somehow and then brings the knight. I don't even know how much I care about stepping back with the bishop. You capture. I just capture. Like, if I play this move and we lose these 2 pieces, I'm happy with it. But, dude, is this pawn just hanging, by the way? And cutting off crucial squares of the enemy king? I like this move. I think we can grab this. We can always just attack this dude. Step over. Jump in with the queen. Say you want to trade queens. If you trade. I actually don't hate that move. This move might not be so terrible. You just capture and capture. And you have no way of attacking me immediately. He has no way into my position with the queen. He either takes the queen and then we're up a pawn in an endgame, or he retreats. If I was him, I would retreat. Keeping queens on the board is for sure what you want to do. You also need to defend this knight, by the way. So you need to, I guess the only moves that were really available also just happen to defend the knight. I'm playing like a coward. That's a cowardly move right there. But his queen is active and my queen was not active, so I'm cool with just trading the queens. Like, look where his queen is, and look what it's doing. And look where my queen was, and look what it was doing. It was, like, absolutely doing nothing. Guarding this square with this check, maybe. Like, this diagonal. I don't know if this diagonal is even important. So, yeah, probably stepping back is going to make sense. Now, hear me out. He steps back. Then I got to start thinking about what happens if a pawn push comes. So if he steps here, maybe I slide all the way over. No, this pawn push attacks my queen. I step back, you capture, and you get the pawn back. Can't have that happen. Okay, I think we just trade the queens. No questions asked, right? It doubles the pawns. We just trade the queens. No questions asked. It doubled the pawns. For one, I can grab this. I can grab this pawn. Say I push, then what is he going to do? He doesn't have anything really good with the knight. Knight's not going here or here, so I like that. He can't push this pawn yet, so I think I'm just going to grab this. He can't chase me with his king. If he steps up, I wiggle back, you attack me, I wiggle all the way back, you push here. Probably we just challenge the open file with the rooks. My bishop would be locked behind 2 pawns, but I'm confident I'd be able to get it out of there. That hangs the rook in 1 move. So I'm going to send him a take back. Don't play that move again, my bro. I'm a forgiving guy. Matthew Ping is my boy. I'm not going to let him hang a rook in an endgame like this. It's not what we want. Now that's a terrific move. I think we just step back attacking this rook. The rook still doesn't have great ways of entering my position. Like, he can play this or this. Neither of those are that scary. But I think what we're going to do here... For one, we can jump forward. Then he just attacks me again. Then I attack him again. This guy is also undefended, but probably just the principled best move is bring a rook over. He's going to do something with this, but I could just trade the rooks. You step forward. I give you another check. Okay, so this move just can't be bad. My bishop is actually okay here. I have scarce retreating squares, but that's okay. This guy's kind of annoying. But if he trades, I get the open file. If he doesn't trade, then, I mean, I'm just going to take. This move comes to mind immediately. We attack the rook. What's the rook going to do? If he steps back, I just capture. Then he captures and I capture. So I think this is kind of game over once I play this. It's not game over. What am I talking about? I jump in. He can step over. It is game over. Do a take back. Because I know after knight c4, he's lost. Because he has to relinquish this. He has no useful discoveries that are going to do anything great. He could like slide in, but then it's just mate. So his rook has to stay here. I don't want to do it to him. He probably doesn't see it, but I do see it. He can still do the take back, but now I'm going to show him. Now he can think about it. You step here, I take. You take. I take. Or actually, no, I'm not going to get the knight. But if he steps here, I am grabbing. What if he plays this, though? Maybe I'm not that good at chess. I don't see the win. I don't see the win at all. Still only 2 people watching. I'm so confused what happened to my streams. Oh. I think that in that position I was absolutely crushing. Oh my god, it gave me like 2.5 minutes back. Alright, it gave me 2 minutes. It gave me like 2 minutes. Let's let him think about what he wants to do here. Probably I gotta just crack out of here with this move. To be fair, I'm not really sure what he's supposed to do. Potentially this. And it's different. Because then... We'll analyze with the computer real quickly. I've never tried this call before.
Voice chat is ready.
I think I'm just up too many pawns at this point. My knight has still not got to like really join the game. The knight has no forward momentum. What if I jump in? He can just attack, and then I don't have any like good retreating moves. Oh, but it is threatening the knight. So if I jump in, I'm threatening the knight. The knight's gonna have to move. If he goes here, I can attack it again. But let's be safe. Let's just put this dude protecting this open file. That was definitely a problem. And for sure, like I gotta. This pawn is miraculously annoying. I'm so confused. This pawn is miraculously annoying. Yeah, that move's a great move. However, I do have this check. So I'm not going to think about it. Let's just play it. You can't take because there's a pin. You can't step this way, so he steps back. Oof. Attacking and defending. That was a nice little rerouting move by a pinned bishop. Oh, he stepped into the pin, making this move possible. Making it possible. I just need a place for this bishop to go. So that's why we're playing this move. Like this pawn is just taking up too many light squares. I'm afraid to push over here. I'm just afraid of that. I could just push. But okay, so the idea is to just step back. And if he captures, I can even capture with the pawn, and then we're just in an endgame where I have these 2 extra pawns. Or like I have this 4-on-2 over here, however you want to look at it. Potentially we play this with this check as the idea. Where I have here, here, I take, you have to step back. Jump in, say he takes with the bishop, I take with the pawn. Whatever happens, I might lose a pawn, but it makes us go into an endgame where this fork is a threat. Blocking with the king. Still the knight. I'm going to throw in this check. Throwing in this check because I can go for this pawn immediately after. So if he takes, he could step up, but then both of these pieces are just glued to that. Also, I have this check. So if he steps up, I hit him with a check here. So I'm going to play this. where he has to capture, and I attack this pawn, and still the knight can't get in. And if he reroutes, I could just grab, then he grabs, and then I just figure out how to win this endgame. Probably grabbing would make more sense. Okay. The idea is bring the king. This, I mean, I just attack you. Again, you don't have great options after that move. So you play this. I'm actually almost ready to immediately, without thinking, we're playing this. His pawns are on dark squares, so like I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. But we got to start pushing these pawns. That's for sure how we get this dub. So we are going to start pushing these pawns. Yeah, dude, I think I officially have broken my stream. If he's not careful, he does have limited moves. He can kind of just keep shuffling around with his knight. So this does give me a passed pawn. So we're going to do that, I think. Now this is a passed pawn. We don't even have to figure out like any crazy strategy to create one. We have a passed pawn. And not only that, we can step forward and defend it. King attack, baby. King is forward. Push, push, push. We get the pawn to this square, and it's just a problem. You can play a lot of good moves here. Like, this does seem scary, but we're just going to give this check, dude. There's a fork, so we're going to give him a take back. I don't know what he wants to do here. I feel bad, Matthew Ping. Like, that's a good move to attack this pawn. There's no way for me to defend it, but you got to think about what I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah, this move is good. I like that, and it creates a passed pawn for you. So here, what I think I'm going to do is give a check. Same move. Let's just push this pawn forward. I've got two passed pawns now. To be fair, this position it's getting really bad. That's fine. So I think we're going to do the same thing with this pawn. We just start pushing it. You can step in, which I don't actually love. And unfortunately now he's in a freeze where he does have to make a move. This is the best move. I step over, you step over. I hit you with a check and you have to step back. You could come in, but this guy runs. So you got to be careful. This is a pass pawn. Oh, I just saved a link. Whoa, I just saved a link to the game. I didn't even know I could do that. And then, yeah, it is resignable. Now, I don't know if you're here, Matthew Ping, but I'm going to go through this incredibly quickly. In this line, best moves to capture with the knight. This move I knew was not that great because I never see it. And then I did play the best follow-up where I develop a piece forcing you into the trade. So this you should have memorized because this is a Caro-Kann. This is like a few moves in. Which, from what I remember, you normally play a different setup, actually. Don't you normally play, like... What do you normally play? What do you normally play? Don't you normally play... You play something like a one-push pawn move, I feel like. So this is something new. So never mind, I take it all back. You don't play this opening regularly, so that's why you don't... Not that you don't understand, but you just don't have the best moves memorized. In this one, this is called the Tartakower. You just capture. I capture back. You can push the pawn. You can do this. And it's really just... I'm going for no type of advantage or anything, but black just goes here, castles. This guy ends up on this square. The knight zigzags over here. So regardless of what white does, there's probably a lot of different things they can do that are good. But just remember this. Or stepping back. I'm not sure it's completely equal, but this position is a little bit weird, and I don't like playing it because I'm going to castle this way, so I don't like pushing this pawn. So, okay. Capture. But the difference here was now this pawn is here, like, heating the development of this knight. And I basically got to develop my bishop for free. So that's why it's totally equal. Develop bishop. Castle. Okay, we step back. Chilling. Going for a pawn break. I was never going to play that move. What do I do after he pushes? I grab with the queen. Ooh, that's what's going on. I didn't think about that. Okay. We trade. Everything here is fine. Yes, this pawn was hanging. And then this pawn push. It's just not good because I can wiggle out of this. So this pawn push didn't make sense. Probably a much better move would have been... Yeah, bringing the knight. I guess this is what I was thinking. I should maybe turn the computer off. I only know a couple tactics against the Caro-Kann. To be fair, there's not a lot of tactics against the Caro-Kann. I mean, there's the Alien Gambit and there's the Fantasy Variation. And those two have like some tricks. But more or less, like when you play the Caro-Kann as black, you're almost guaranteed to like get an equal position at move like 12. And as white, you don't have to be worried about getting attacked. Like, it's not the Sicilian or some Gambit line or whatever. It's just like, let's develop, get an equal position, and then we'll play from there. So the Caro-Kann is more or less kind of boring. But yeah, this. I can just grab the pawn. And I'm curious. I knew that this wasn't as good. I didn't think about it. The knight gets in. Okay. If I take with the knight, then the pin is kind of scary. But taking with any piece is fine. Even the queen. I didn't consider the queen. This is a weird situation. I can take this guy 4 different ways. So you got to be careful when you play a move like this. The chances of playing this move and all 4 of these captures being bad is low. If it was just like 2 pieces could capture, okay, maybe. But in this one, dude, like every piece in my position is looking at this square. I own this square. So, yeah. Okay. We wiggle around. And now we just trade the queens. And we're just in an endgame where... Yeah, after this pawn capture, really what should he have done? I guess put your knight in the middle. That's what I would go for. Looking at this position with my noob eyes. You got to do something with this knight. You don't really care about this check. You just step over and you're fine. So yeah, probably just bring in the knight. Or the bishop. That's not a bad move either. Here I would have stepped back. Trading the queens is kind of like a death sentence. You trade the queens, and it's just you're down some pawns in an endgame. You never want to do that. This is even worse because we trade the queens, but it ruined your pawn structure, and I grab a pawn. So not only do we grab a pawn, but it ruined the pawn structure, and we got the queens off the board. So this position is like near impossible to win for white. I got to make some serious blunders. I got to straight up just hang a piece. Even hanging a pawn or two isn't going to do it at this point. So I think the queen retreat was kind of your last moment. We did some takebacks here. This one, the knight just attacked. Was trading the best? Oh, you should have tried to preserve the pieces. Okay, you put this guy in front. Okay. Grab the pawn. Step over. We get the check. We step back. We go here. Wasn't there... Where was the move where the tactic was? I don't remember it. I think you played this. That's what it was. And I jumped in. No, that wasn't it. What was the position, dude? I forget what I played. The rook was here. When did the rook get there? Oh, it was this. No, it wasn't. All right, I literally just can't remember the position. I remember the tactic in the position, but I can't remember the exact position. Check, reroute to the middle. We're attacking this guy. You for sure have to step back. And then I just made a square. My bishop was just this entire game having a hard time figuring out where to go. Yeah, I am going to go to the gym, dude. We traded everything. And this is just, it's so bad here. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just going through the game, kind of explaining my thought process. And then here, dude, like there's nothing you can do. This whole position, there was a fork at some point that you fell for, but yeah. Because more or less, I'm doing my best. Forget it. No, dude. And it's only just you and me here, by the way. It's only you and me. I have 2 viewers, and one of them is you, and one of them is me. So I think I broke my ability to stream. I broke the streams, bro. By running too many pre-recorded streams. I bet somebody like reported me, or 100 people reported me, or whatever. And I don't know. They did something. Something bad happened. But alright, I'm not even going to put on the pre-recorded stream because it's not going to perform well. I think I'm going to have to chill out on it for a while. I know you also probably want to watch me play a game, so I'll do a 0+1. And then I'm going straight to the gym, bro. Hopefully I can win this game. And I recorded so many games, but I haven't had time to edit them. Okay. Okay. That's my pawn. We defend. We're chilling. I could have captured that knight as well. We're going to step up here. Castle this way. Here. We can grab it. Double the rooks. Let's just capture this. Not because it was a good move, but okay, my rook is a little bit trapped here. We're going to step all the way back. Push this forward. Go here. Bring the knight this way. Capture this guy. I don't know why I played that. His knight can now get in. Let's just sacrifice for that. Now it's completely equal. Wait, am I losing? Because I wasn't up? I thought I was winning something. That's a scary pawn push right there, but we're gonna just go for it. This is now hanging. Another pawn push. We lose the queen. We lose the queen. I thought when I went down that exchange, I thought I was up something, so that's why it felt like a decent idea. Oh, blunder. God damn it, I blundered again. Let's just capture. I can grab that, no? Stepping all the way back. Queen trade, I'm happy. Do it. I'm gonna trade the rooks. Step back, why did I play that? He loses on time. I don't know if that was a good win or not. I think it's equal-ish. I'll do one more. This is the last one no matter what. I did win. I'm just stepping over. We don't want to deal with none of that. We're going here. And we can trade off the queens. I'm cool with that. I'm going over here. We're coming into the position. Again, we're getting fancy with the rooks. Gotta go for this. This is hanging. Okay, we get a pass pawn. That changes things. Gotta figure out what to do with my knight. Now I can get in. I'm scared of getting trapped, so we're gonna slide out of there. This fork seems decent. Attack this guy. It's defended. We're just gonna take. 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 I could have grabbed back. God damn it. I want to keep playing. I want to keep playing chess. How about you fucking get off my dick, bro? For sure we got a castle. Trade that off. Go for the pawn break. Capture. Maybe it makes a weakness or something. Damn it, that was a good dark square. No. Okay, back rank is covered. Back rank is covered. I'm hiding over here. I'm going to let the back rank happen. Trade that. Step over the king. I get here, I'm winning this pawn. Not a chance you win this endgame. We're going here. Push. I'll hide behind this guy. Block like this. I'm creeping in. Creeping in. That hangs the rook. Come back. We can win the pawn. Stop these guys from going forward. And we push this. Best chess player to have ever lived. Let's check the accuracy of that. How accurate do you think that game was? Damn, dude. Chess ruined my night. I was going to go to the gym. Now I got to hang out with a girl after. Now I'm not going to really be able to do either. Or I'll do both, just with way less time. 3 viewers, dude. God damn. 3 viewers. I've been streaming for 45 minutes. Makes me sad. Yeah, that was... The percent only ever really goes down. So if you saw it say 84, it's got to stay at 84 or go down from there. 84%, dude. I've played worse in rapid games. I never analyze my games of Bullet, but... Bringing the rook in. I hung a pawn. Okay. Hung a pawn again. Hung a pawn again. That pawn was just hanging this entire game. The best move, like 7 moves in a row, is to take my pawn. And I'm doing the hocus pocus with my bishop. The whole reason I went for this trade was because I wanted to grab this pawn with my queen. So I could still grab it with the bishop. So this did make sense. But then I just grab, you attack, I move, and you take this pawn. So I didn't see that. I thought the queen was here grabbing this. That's why I did this whole rook thing. Do grab the pawn, we get back. And I got real nervous here after capture, capture, back rank. But I saw that I'm blocking. I did not see that I could just take the rook. Either way, all right.